Let's take a look at the Gold Jacket semifinalists presented by Kay Jewelers. Yesterday, the NFL announced the semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2020. Among them are 3 first-year eligible players: Polamalu, Wayne, and Patrick Willis. Pretty incredible list.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu, if Ed Reed gets in first ballot, Steelers fans are going to argue and say, well, Troy Polamalu definitely deserves to get in if Ed Reed does. That was always the debate of their generation, Polamalu or Reed. There's a lot of names here that have been on the list before that are finalists.
Patrick Willis.
And Steve Weish, Jim Trotter, and Hall of Famer TD broke it down.
All right, so we know who the 25 semifinalists are for the class of 2020 to join you in Canton, TD. State your case, Jim. Who's the guy you're pounding the table for?
I'm going to stump for a position that doesn't get a lot of respect, in my opinion. That's interior offensive lineman. I'm going with guard Steve Hutchinson. He's a member of the all-decade team of the 2000. He played 12 seasons, blocked for an 1,100-yard rusher in 11 of those 12 seasons. He was so good, Steve, that when he was a free agent, the Vikings put a poison pill in his contract so that the Seahawks couldn't match it. You rarely hear about that for an offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's strong right there. I'm going with Steve Atwater, my former teammate here. And forget the stats. I mean, we can't look at the stats with Steve Atwater. He was the enforcer in that box for many years. He was that guy that when you played against the Broncos, you had to account for him. We know what he did against Christian Okoye. That was his signature moment there. But more importantly, he was a great leader. And playing with him and knowing how impactful he was in games, Super Bowl 32, watch what he did on the football field.
And I'm going to pile on to the safety position where we think Troy Polamalu is going to actually get it. Darren Woodson, the safety for the Dallas Cowboys, he deserves to be at least in the discussion with the finalists, okay? Only 23 picks, but you talk to coaches, even today in the NFL, and they will tell you that Darren Woodson was one of the smartest, most physical forces at safety that they've seen. All right, Jim, you are a Hall of Fame selector. Which one of these semifinalists is going to have the biggest discussion when you get into the room? And so it's got to be someone who's going to make the 15 finalists.
Absolutely, and I would say to you it'll be Tony Boselli, the offensive tackle from the Jaguars. From this standpoint, his talent is unquestionable, but for some voters, longevity matters. And when you look at the last 5 offensive tackles who have gone into the Hall of Fame, if the memory serves me right, they played at least 168 games. Tony didn't even play 100 games, and therefore, he will get the longest discussion, I believe.
But he absolutely dominated.
Absolutely.
You know, you've had that term of discussion stuff, TD, but he dominated while he was
career,
there.
But he was dominant.
All right, good stuff.
More on that in a bit, but congratulations, of course, to all the semifinalists. What's it like to see dudes from your era become eligible for a Gold Jacket?
You know, it makes me feel better about my career that I went up against some of the best in the business. Reggie Wayne was the definition of excellence powered by consistency. And then Troy Polamalu was just beautiful chaos. He's very intelligent, quiet, but I would see him come to the line of scrimmage, spin around, run to the opposite side of the field, and get an interception. And then the next play, jump over a line and time the snap perfectly. You know, Troy Polamalu was one of those individuals that I watched in awe. While I was on the field in the slot, I appreciated him more than ever. And then he didn't do the whole, like, it's all about me, social media. I don't even think he watched TV. It was just all about the most humble superstar outside of Calvin Johnson that I knew in the NFL.
Fascinating guy, too. I got to talk to him once ago. He prays in the middle of plays as he's running around field. He's praying, like, very, very interesting dude. Can I just do my 2 seconds on Steve Tasker? I find this fascinating, and I have some unconventional Hall of Fame takes. As you know, one of my takes is, I don't care if you're a quarterback or a long snapper. If you're the greatest to ever do it, I think you're a Hall of Famer. With respect to Bill Bates and Matthew Slater now, I think Tasker's the greatest special teamer I've ever seen. It's the same reason I think Devin Hester's a Hall of Famer, why Ray Guy is, and why Adam Vinatieri should be. I think Steve Tasker's the best ever. I would like him in. That's my thing.
What do you make of this class, this potential class?
There's a lot of guys who've been like 3-time semifinalists or guys who weren't semifinalists last year that are now. It's like, it doesn't feel like it's that Randy Moss, Brian Urlacher, you know, the guys that we grew up.
T.O.
And which makes it even more fascinating class, because how do you try to say, okay, Hutchinson, yes, but then maybe
Isaac Bruce
and all these guys, like, there's a lot of players here that are all kind of in that same category. I've been waiting for their opportunity, and next year the class might be star-studded with all-pro guys that we've thought were slam dunks. Fascinating to say how they decide which guys make it this year.
More on the 25 eligible to enter the Hall of Fame class of 2020 in a bit and throughout the week and throughout the rest of the season right here on NFL Network. For now, let's flip it over to Will Selva out in the newsroom in Culver. Hey, Will.
Hey, what's going on there, Kay? Well, the Ravens won't be completely at full strength on Sunday when they host the 49ers. Lamar Jackson center Matt Skura is done for the season after suffering a knee injury in Monday night's win over the Rams. Now, there is no understating this loss for Baltimore. He's one of the reasons the Ravens possess the league's top rushing attack. He's certainly a staple of this O-line, starting 29 straight games. He's currently second in Pro Bowl voting. The Falcons facing the Saints on Thanksgiving night, and they might be without one of their best players. Wide receiver Julio Jones did not practice Tuesday after injuring his shoulder in the first half of Sunday's loss to the Bucs. The Falcons beat the Saints 26-9 in their last matchup in New Orleans. Fellow wide receiver Cole Beasley is healthy. Thank you very much. Beasley is set to face his former team, the Cowboys, on Turkey Day. He spent 7 seasons in Dallas, and this will be his first time playing against the Cowboys, but Beasley looks at it as, just another opponent.
7 years with these guys, so there's a lot of bonds that you kind of build over the course of battling in the trenches with guys. So, naturally, when you've gone through like football war with a lot of guys, you're gonna kind of have that bond, and once the game starts, it's the same deal. It's football, so there's nothing different about it.
Well, remember, Marcus Peters also said he didn't care about facing the Rams, just another game. Then he's seen on the sideline mocking a Jalen Ramsey dance, glaring at the Rams sideline. Just once, I'd like to hear a player be honest and say, yes, this game means a lot to me, and I want to stick it to my former team. This I don't understand. It's like tucking in a jersey. You just don't do it. If you tuck in your jersey, you might as well wear Air Monarchs. It's I don't understand it. I don't.
There's smoke coming out of Kyle's ear.
I forgot. I was talking to Calvin Klein there, Gianni Versace there in the newsroom, the impeccably dressed Thai bar chic Will Selva. Well, do not enter a game with me of calling out fashion faux pas on this program, because you and I will be bloody in our knuckles every single day, my friend. Okay. All right? I love you. You're my brother. But you walk over, you limp back. Be careful. All right? What is that,
You're
rose
a beautiful
shirt
disaster.
And a burgundy tie? All right.
Just
be careful.
You're a beautiful disaster.
It's the family season. Let's keep it friendly.
Kyle, take it easy, man. Take it easy.
Wow, I feel like I'm at Thanksgiving right now.
I was one step away from your
There we
mama
go.
joke.
I'll take it from the eggs on Twitter. I'm not taking it from my hermano Selva, okay? Good God. I'm untucked now, all right? Untucked. Untuck it. Somebody play Goodbye Horses, okay? Here we go. Let's do it.
So the NFL launched this awesome contest, Kyle. It's the Next 100 Super Bowl contest, okay? Nationwide search for the next generation of superstars, ages 9 to 12, to appear in this year's Super Bowl commercial. Like, what? This is a real thing? And you get to go to the Super Bowl in Miami? Parents, listen up. Submit your kids' highlight reel showcasing their moves, cuts, and games. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Many will enter, few will win. For entry and rules, visit playfootball.com/next100. Your kids are in school tomorrow or Friday. Get to work on this.
We get to go to the Super Bowl.
And be in a commercial.
I was excited for the Bud Bowl when I was that age. That was nothing.
Puppy Bowl. Will the Saints get revenge against the Falcons on Thanksgiving night? You think no problems for the squad, right, Kyle?
Look at that man right there. Can someone guard him? Can I just pose the question? Can Deion go back in his prime and guard him?
Could be a Julio game, guys.
It's a Julio game? Could be.
Could be.
If Lattimore doesn't suit up, certainly could be. And it's time for America's favorite game, The Long Show.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, here we go.
James Washington?
James
Washington?
That duck airing it out.